Stephanie Bain, I have a books. I'm a book nerd. There's so many books. Hello everyone, today's video is going to be some kind of talking about The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I am filming this and I still don't know if I just want to do a review or if I just want to do a book talk. I think it's going to be like a mixture of the two, but none of them too extensive. They're not as extensive in the book talk. So anyway, let's talk about The Bone Season, people. This is about a book. This is about... No. This is about a girl named Paige who lives in a world where clairvoyants, like psychics and stuff, not necessarily like psychics, but clairvoyants are illegal. Like, if they find you, they take you to this place called the Tower, and you're never seen again. That's what it is. And she works for the Seven Seals, which, like, she works for a crime lord, but a clairvoyant crime lord. Something happens, she gets captured, and that's where the story takes place. She's taken to this place called Sheol 1. I think that's how you pronounce Sheol 1. And from there, she meets the Rephaims. I can't pronounce some of these names, like, out loud. In my head, they sound really good. Out loud, they don't. But anyway, that's what the book's about. She gets taken there. She finds out that the Scion, which is the government in London and whatnot, is sending all these clairvoyants to this place called Sheol 1, and she's like, what? This is crazy. I don't want to say anything more about the book other than that, because that happens within the first, like, 5 chapters. She gets there and whatnot. Alright. I read a couple reviews about this book, right? And I understand where people are coming from, but I have to say that I adored this freaking, like, so far this year has just been so good, but I love this book so much. I loved the world. It took a minute to get into it, but it reminded me a lot of Pierce Brown's writing in Red Rising, where as you're reading and you keep going along, things are better explained to you. And I really enjoyed that. I don't like a whole lot of dumping all at once, and this has quite a bit in the first couple chapters, not gonna lie. But it's just enough to kind of see everything through Paige's eyes. And I really enjoyed that. I loved the style of writing. I thought it flowed beautifully, very unique. And I really enjoyed it. It was descriptive, but it wasn't like overwhelmingly so either. So I really loved it. I loved the purpose of this book. It makes so much sense, and I just appreciate that I can see where this is going to keep going. And I thought that Samantha did a great introduction to a series. I also love Paige. Like, I don't know, Paige is very different. This is like a new adult. She's like 19, 20 years old or something like that, 21. So, you know, whatever. It's dystopian, but I loved the world. I thought it was really intriguing. I've never read a book where it focused solely on, like, clairvoyance and the things that they can do. And there's, like, a tier of clairvoyance. Like, it shows you in the very beginning. Like, these are all, what is it called? The 7 orders of clairvoyance, according on the merits of a naturalist. So these are all the different types of clairvoyance there is. And then under each category, there's subcategories which they fall into. So they have augurs, which are vile augurs, common augurs, halomancer, pyromancer. Pyromancer, I believe, is something to do with fire. So, like, they have so many things. They have guardians, they have furies, and then they have jumpers. And I just think that it's so cool, like, how descriptive it went into that. I read a lot more about, like, witches and stuff, but I really loved everything and all the things they could do. Like, the imagery I thought was so beautiful. I really enjoyed this book. It's slower paced, which is something I really enjoyed, yet I found it to be very fast paced. Does that make sense? Where the story was very, like, slow and gradual, but I found the reading, my absorption of this to be like, oh my god, keep going, don't stop. Like, this was overwhelmed me so much. I love Warden so much. I cried in a lot of, not a whole lot, but I cried in this book. There were some scenes that I was just like, no, like, this just gave me all the freaking feels, and I appreciate, oh my god, I love it for it. I don't appreciate it. I love it for what it gave me. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And now if you haven't read the book, you should probably leave, because I'm not going to go into too many details, but I'm just going to go into depth on the things that I really did love about it, but it's going to be spoilery, so I would leave if I were you. And then come back and watch the rest of it once you've read it. And leave your opinions down below on what you think of it, because I still can't believe this book has such low ratings. Just throwing that out there. Hello, the people who have actually read it. I'm not going to go into too many details, so this video won't be too much longer. But what I want to say is, the love between Warden and Paige, I thought was so beautifully done. Like, I knew it was going to happen. Don't get me wrong. It was one of those, like, I predicted it, I expected it. And not just that, but you could see it forming between them, which I think made it so beautiful. Like, it was such a gorgeous romance. Like, Warden is a beautiful Rephaim. I don't even remember the names anymore. God damn it. Rephaim, right? Rephaim. Yeah. Rephaims. I don't know. I don't care if I'm saying it wrong, okay? I think he is so beautiful, and I love everything that he did. And even though he was kind of in the beginning, I was like, no, this is because something's gonna happen. And when it happened, I was like, yes, because it took the entire time to build to that. And I enjoyed that so much. You don't get that often. Usually you get within halfway through the book, it's already like, oh my god, we care about each other so much. No. And it was heartbreaking when they had to split up. And I was just like, I don't want that to happen. So the love was like by far my absolute favorite thing in here. Second, I loved Paige. I really enjoyed her. She was smart. She was witty. She was strong, badass. Like, she's one of those rarities when it comes to like books like this, that you get a protagonist that's like legit the shit. And I felt like she was the shit. I loved what she could do. The fact that she was a jumper and like she can get into other people's dreamscapes. Like, don't get me wrong, it took me a minute to get a feel of the world and to really like get there and be like, oh, okay, I got this. But what I loved is that at the end of the freaking book, they had like their little glossary. So I was able to just like look up the words. Just be careful. You know, you have to be careful, because I almost spoiled myself a couple times there. I was like, oh, no, I didn't read it all the way. I got like a word, so I'm good. But I really loved Paige, and I loved everything that happened to her. I loved everyone. I even freaking loved Dashira. I was like, oh my god, she's a bitch, but she's fucking awesome. Like, she was awesome. And I think that Samantha did such a great job with that. I also really loved like how cruel the world was. Like, I love it when a book's ready to go there and it goes there and I'm just like, oh yes, give me more, because you know you don't get that often. So I really just like really loved it. And honestly, like, of everything else that happens, like, I would love to keep talking about it. Oh my god, but wait, one more thing is when her cousin, and then they go to the thing in Ireland, and then he like, oh my god. I just felt like my heart being ripped out at that point. That's the part that I like really cried. I was like, that's so sad and everything, but I really do think that this was so well executed. I cannot wait until I'm done reading my 20 books so I can go buy the mime orders, because I need to know where this goes. And the fact that it's going to be a 7-book series or 6-book series, I think it's 7, makes me so happy. So I will see you guys in my next video, and yeah, bye!